If Bitcoin's goal is to decentralize finance, then DePIN's goal is to decentralize life. Everyone is a node, and at last, the world can be truly connected. Have you ever thought of a scenario where the tokens in your account just keep increasing when you start using Wi-Fi to access the internet at home? Or when you use Chrome to surf on the internet? Or when you just drive out and the dashcam records the roads and uploads the footage to the internet? Whatever you do, the tokens in your wallet just keep increasing and increasing. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, you may wonder, how would that be possible? How can we, just like that, increase tokens when we are just performing everyday activities? But what I want to say is that it's not just a would, it's not hypothetical. Such a thing is already happening. And I believe that one day it will cover all corners of our lives. That's what DePIN is all about. DePIN is the name for decentralized physical infrastructure networks. We covered those partially in my AI plus crypto narrative video in the past. Its principle is just to decentralize some of the control, decision-making processes, or resources of the network to various nodes, rather than, say, relying on a centralized authority. These nodes may be physical devices such as sensors, batteries, hard disk storage, or even a wall system. Let's make an example so that you can see what I'm talking about. Say you want to print something. In the old world, you'd have to look for a physical printing store or a stationery store. Now, with DePIN instead, you can just find an address near you that provides printing services. That address could be the one of a nearby company, a hotel, or even a private home. You'd only need to pay a small amount of your tokens for this convenience and have your stuff just printed. In the same way, the organization or person providing this service would receive those tokens. With the development of DePIN, this convenience could, and I think will, cover all areas of our lives. This concept is not new. This movement started a few years ago, nearly a decade ago. But it wasn't until November 2022 that the Messari analysts voted on the name of the Web3 physical infrastructure as the new category and started using DePIN in its annual report and specialized report. So now DePIN became the unified name for this narrative. So yeah, it's safe to say that the DePIN narrative is still relatively young in the crypto space, but the performance has been really great. Many organizations now regard DePIN as an integral part of the Web 3.0. And to prove that, the entire ecosystem is currently developing more than 1,200 projects with more than 600,000 active nodes. That's no small thing. And what's even more impressive, the DePIN project's current total market cap is more than 54 billion. And projects in various industries are currently generating over 18 million in on-chain revenue annually, with like Filecoin, Flux, Raintrust, and Helium among the most outstanding projects. So how far has DePIN developed and what kind of development prospects does it have? And the projects are already numerous. So is it too late? Is it still worth investing in that kind of projects? So let's analyze the current DePIN ecosystem. Projects can be categorized in the following main categories: computing power, wireless, energy, artificial intelligence, services, and sensors and robots. We'll talk about them one by one. The first one is computing power. I talked about that in the AI video because AI projects are driving increased demand for computing power. And this space has been growing very rapidly for a few months now. So for instance, Ether, a decentralized node provider for GPU computing, recently completed a node sale that raised more than 65 million in the first hour alone. So yeah, it's not too late for this kind of projects, computing power. The second type of project is wireless infrastructures. This I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. When you use Wi-Fi to access the internet and watch the tokens in your account are growing, you remember that, right? So basically, with DePIN, you can just be acting as a network provider to offer internet Wi-Fi services to yourself and others. This publicly available network node system is already making its mark in the DePIN world, with Helium being a leader of this segment. That's a project I'm personally very bullish on. And I really like the idea of having a decentralized Wi-Fi network all around the world. I travel a lot, so I could really use that. Then there is artificial intelligence. The rise of AI companies has swept through all levels of society. DePIN not only provides a way for infrastructure to support the development of AI, like we said just before, in the computing power section, but also it is a way for AI companies to monetize their models. Recently, as a full circulation DePIN faucet, IoTex officially released version 2.0, a full 7 years after the 1.0 version. I read their white paper. It's very rich and very complete. The team has a lot of ambition and a strong willingness to do things. And I'm going to closely keep an eye on their project. I hope they will bring us a lot of surprises. Then we have services. This one is also very close to our daily life. It can solve some of the needs we often have in our lives, such as carpooling, printing documents, or food delivery. Like for food delivery, restaurant owners can use the blockchain network to create a decentralized delivery system. It's safe, it's easy, and moreover, it can eliminate the need to pay commissions to a platform. The future is bright. And then we have sensors and robots. We need to perceive the world around us in order to be able to change it, right? And sensors, robots, are exactly helping us doing this with things like robots, which allows users to play, in a sense, with and manipulate real robots that collect real-world data as they drive them on the road. The user's actions also help train the AI models behind the robot, which can lead to some token rewards. So basically, you are playing with a robot, training an AI and earning money at the same time. It's just insane. So these are just a few of the main types of DePIN projects in this narrative, but I'm sure that as the ecosystem develops, it will be able to cover even more aspects of our lives. And yes, of course, as a new market, DePIN still faces challenges, technical problems, or a lack of market demand. But for now, judging from the development in the past 2 years, the DePIN narrative has been very stable. And recently, it has been getting more and more attention. And it can even be compared to the AI narrative, with most of the organizations having invested in DePIN projects too. The numbers of projects has been increasing since last year, and this growth has been maintained until now. So I think in the second half of this year or next year, DePIN-related projects will see continuous growth in the market. That's why we need to take the lead in advance to understand the sector and analyze the high-quality projects. I will also publish another video about DePIN in which we will analyze the projects in depth, because there are some projects I recommend. I mentioned a few today, but we can go more in depth. So remember to subscribe. And of course, if you have project you would recommend yourself or are invested in, feel free to tell me in the comment section. Share your project, tell me about it, so that I can discuss them with you. And maybe if there are some interesting ones, we'll talk about them in the next video too. So yes, let's have this discussion in the comment section. And for now, I will just see you in the next video. Bye bye.